Things you don't say to a cop. Cop, you know why I pulled you over? Me. I don't know, man. You look like the guy my girlfriend dumped me for, and I thought you were bringing her back. Cop, trying not to lose composure, laughing. Slow down. Have a nice day.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Channel Chat. I'm Chaseontwowheels.
And I'm HeadaDT.
And this is the show we talk about stuff going on with the channel. We open your mail, we talk about the comments, do some Q&A, and play some games.
Yeah.
Alright, guys, so to start off, last week the question in our little game was...
things not to say to a police officer.
That. So, our pick for the best one... Heather read it at the beginning of the episode, so congratulations, sir. You get a decal. If you will email us at chaseontwowheels@gmail.com, insert the link picture there. Email us there. Let us know you're shipping us stuff, and we will get that out to you.
Let's open some mail.
Let's do it to it. Guys, while Heather opens the mail, I'm going to explain this whole thing if this is your first time watching this episode. What you guys do, we have a P.O. box. Bing! And if you send stuff there, we will get it. We will open it up on the show. So if you guys want to send us anything, shoot it to the P.O. box. It'll also be in the description if for some reason you can't read the text graphic on the screen. So send us stuff. We'll open on Channel Chat.
Or we'll try to open it.
Or we will try to open it on Channel Chat. God. I need you to cut this more. Subdelinquent. Thank you for the little decal, sir, guys. We got a... Thanks for your support, Suburban Delinquent. Suburban Delinquent, we got a t-shirt, I think, on our very first episode, right?
Yeah, the pilot.
Yeah, the pilot episode, we got a Subdelinquent shirt, so your decal will definitely be added to the awesome decal wall of amazement. Grazie. Wow, you cut both of them. You just, like, demolished both of them. Sammy on a Yammy stickers. Wow, you can like feel that
there's
sticker.
There's something on the back too.
Oh, is there? Oh, this one's yours. Oh, this one's mine. Thanks for all the support. Ride safe, Sammy on a Yammy. Does yours say the same thing?
Yeah.
That's awesome. They were actually addressed to both of us, so I get one and you get one. We don't have to share. It's perfect. Sammy on a Yammy. Thank you for sending that in, sir. Again, we will add that to the awesomeness wall of decalness. Am I getting to open the big one?
Yeah, you open it.
Yoink.
I mean, I think it says my name on it, but I talked to one of the dudes and...
Dudeses?
Yeah, I think I know.
Oh, so you got like the insider scoop on what's in this bag.
Maybe.
Maybe. I bet the audio is horrible right now while I'm opening this. Gonna put like a little montage of music. Holy crap. There's like two things in here.
Oh, wow.
What the hell?
Ah, cool.
You know about this?
No. I mean, I knew who it was from.
I guess I'm gonna do this and show all the people. Super Mofuls. Wait, is that their current Teespring shirt?
Yeah, that's their Teespring shirt.
Oh, that's pretty badass then.
That is really awesome.
Is that the same shirt, or is
No.
That's a totally different shirt?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, okay, yeah. This says, I rather have a good style than go fast. I freaking love this shirt.
Is that one of their shirts?
I've never seen that before, but I love it.
Much appreciated. I think we should show off this one.
Yes, because this is their newest design that they have. I think it's only available for a little while longer.
We could just restitch the entire couch with t-shirts. It'll be perfect.
No, I want to wear them.
Okay, so we won't do that at all. Alright, so yeah, these are freaking awesome, guys. We really appreciate you guys sending stuff in. Yes. It's like baby Christmas. I really enjoy opening stuff. So once again, if you guys want to send us something, the P.O. box will be in the description, also on the screen, probably in this region-ish area. And we look forward to getting stuff from you guys. And now on to the comment section. Alright guys, so last Tuesday's vlog was talking about moving the YouTube thing from being a hobby and just a thing I do in my own personal time to a full-time job, which is a pretty big deal. It It had been about 3 months that I had started it before I even I wanted to say anything, because I just wanted to make sure that was the path I was going to go down. And we got some pretty really supportive comments on that video. Yeah. I talked to Heather a lot about it, but I was really kind of nervous about putting that video out. And putting that video out and getting all the positive feedback from you guys was absolutely just like fueling the fire of like, I am doing what I want to do, what I love doing. And I don't know, it was just really like calming to see that, because then like it just flushed all the worries like totally away. But we've picked out some of the comments we're going to talk about on here, and yeah, so let's start doing them.
So after that awesome introduction to the video, I do have to say that I get to see every single day how hard you work, how much he talks about the channel, how much you guys don't get to see, and if you follow me on Instagram you might see a little bit more, but you do put in so much of yourself to this, and I think that you're going to be a rock star. Moving on. So the first comment I picked was not exactly an encouraging comment. This guy's first comment says, "That's the dumbest decision on earth." Then he comments right back and says, "Excuse me, I didn't mean to say it that way, but let me give my reasoning. Number one, there's way too much risk involved, because if you crash or one of your bikes gets broken beyond repair, in all capital letters, you're jobless. Number two, if your channel gets hacked or shut down, you're jobless. Okay. If you get in trouble with the law, you're jobless. You've gotten in trouble with the law."
I know, it's the whole law thing. I see where he's coming from, but what he's saying is like, if I ran from the police or I got caught doing like 180, I can't do 180, but in a hypothetical situation, and I went to jail for a while, I think is what he's referring to. Okay. If I was in jail, I couldn't.
Well, no matter what your profession is, if you go to jail, you're jobless. Okay, so let's say your ad revenue plus your shirt sales plus any other funds get you $40,000 per year. That's as much as McDonald's manager. Excuse my spelling. If you want to go this route, all the power to you. Go right ahead, but think about it. If I were in your situation, I would use that money for a lot of other stuff like camera equipment or motorcycle gear. How do you know he doesn't? I've researched the amount of money per year, and it's like $28,000 to $40,000. But that's just my opinion. Do what feels right to you, but please think about the sheer risk you're taking.
So, I do have a video coming out soon that kind of talks about a little bit of this, but I'll kind of go over my thoughts about it. First off, I do want to say I really appreciate, just taking the time to, because it's very easy to make the first comment, "That's the dumbest decision on earth,"
right,
and leave that. Mm-hmm. It's a totally another situation when he takes the time to go back in and comment that. So I appreciate him, Nick's vlogs. I appreciate you going back and, kind of explaining yourself with everything. And, this isn't the only comment like that on the video. There's a lot of comments of guys like, "Hey, you just need to be careful, it's not the smartest decision," type thing. And just to kind of talk about that kind of stuff, this wasn't a decision that I woke up one day and I was like, you know what? To hell with all of it. I'm just going to make YouTube videos. I'm tired of working, type thing. It wasn't that type of thing. Like, I think I probably talked about doing this for about a year, before I actually bit the bullet and started doing it. But I'm not even going to get into the whole thing. I'll just answer these things kind of in order. There's way too many risks involved because, all right, for one, yes, there are risks. There is no guaranteed job or guaranteed income with YouTube. Granted, that can be argued with any other job.
Right.
Unless you sign a contract for a year or 2 years or however long, nobody has 100% job security.
Yeah.
So that whole 100% job security thing, especially in today's market, is totally ridiculous. So I don't feel like I'm that crazy. If you crash or one of your bikes gets broken beyond repair, you're jobless. Am I jobless? No. Because I can make videos. I don't have to be on a motorcycle. We're not on a motorcycle right now. I can have my entire body can be broken right now. I can still make a video. Is it going to be on a motorcycle? Is it going to be crazy popular? No. But also, when you say you're jobless, YouTube doesn't necessarily work like that, right? I could stop making videos right now. It's not going to stop income coming in from a YouTube channel, because YouTube channel is based on ads and based on views. Views constantly happen. views don't stop when you stop making videos. So there is obviously there's a cooldown, but there's not an instantly stop growth or stop funds or whatever. If your channel gets hacked or shut down, you're jobless. If that happens, that would be a big deal. But with a channel this size and up, like I think about 100,000, YouTube actually starts taking you pretty seriously, and you actually get responses from Google. I'm verified on Google, so I have proven my brand, and I own the brand Chaseontwowheels. So if I needed to fight something like that, that's totally possible. If you get in trouble with the law, I kind of talked about that, where I think you're talking about if you go to jail, but then, I mean, that brings up the situation. What job are you not going to be screwed over if you don't go to jail? And then let's say your ad revenue plus your shirt sales. I don't really want to get into the money of it because you've run the numbers, and money is really based on like how you use your money. You say in your comment, I should use my money for other stuff like camera equipment and motorcycle gear, and I mean, my comment to that is like, how do you think I've gotten to the point I am now? Like, where do you think I bought my DSLR? Where do you think I bought like all the cameras and all the equipment that makes me able to do what I do already?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you watch the video the whole way through, I talk about my passion is making videos and making stuff. And the greatest benefit of all this is there's no money I spend on a hobby that I make. My money is recycled into my brand and my thing. So the money does that regardless.
Yeah.
But did you want to say?
I just said I can vouch for that.
Yeah. I mean, luckily you're a photographer, I'm a videographer, so our money is spent in our own business, and that's what we love doing. We're in an extremely lucky position to, be together, period, but to have the love for each thing that we do, because now if I buy a camera, you can use the camera. I don't know. It's a fantastic thing, but that's a lot of stuff talked about that one comment. It was a bigger comment, but there were a lot of comments like that in the video.
Okay, so the next one. Question. YouTube motovlogs might be a booming thing right now, but what about 2, 3, 5, or 10 years? Will you still be motovlogging on your R6? Is it stable enough to grow a family? I'm not criticizing your choice. I respect it, but I'm just curious to know your point of view on that. Cheers. I will say, before you get into your answer.
My baby rants on these comments.
Okay, this is something that I know we've had discussions about before, and I'm sure other YouTube families have talked about it before. The 2, 3, 5, 10 years, you don't know. Like, no one knows how long a certain fad is going to last or, trend or whatever. But that is why you keep your, these are things that you've thought about. Like, yeah. He didn't go into this venture without thinking about every possible scenario or situation, or, I can't tell you the nights he stayed awake, like, okay, what do I do if this happens, blank?
Yeah, just like running different scenarios type thing.
Yeah. So with the passion that he has and the drive that he has and the work ethic that he has, will you still be motovlogging in that amount, like in 3, 4, 5 years, 10 years? Who knows? But you're so motivated and determined and driven that even if you're not, you're going to have your hands in other projects. You're not just going to, I really hope that it doesn't just quit one day. So what are your views on that?
I in the middle of making that video, the moving a hobby to a full-time job for YouTube, in the middle of making that video, I started going into a whole nother thing at the end of the video that I ended up cutting out because I didn't want the video to be too long. And I'm actually going to put another video out that kind of discusses my thoughts on kind of the life of a YouTube channel and how long I expect it. And I honestly think this entire comment, every single bit of that's going to get answered in that video. So I'm not going to really say anything. I'm just going to say for here, I'm not just in YouTube. Like I don't have all my eggs just sitting in my little baby YouTube basket. I got a couple eggs in other places, and we'll see if they get hatched. But yeah, that comment is definitely going to get knocked out in a coming video.
So the next one, LOL at 7:25. The lady on the right, in quotes, why is that dude talking to himself? So, of course, anytime somebody puts a timestamp on a video, I have to click it and go see what the heck
It's
they're talking
obligatory,
about. So, if you go and click it, this guy that commented, his name is Max Hook. So, if you go and click on his comment, or you go find his comment and find the timestamp or just go to 7:25 on the video, Chase is sitting at a red light, and there's this car to his right, and her window's rolled down, and he's talking 90 miles an hour, and the lady just, like, you kind of see her head come into her window, and then she's like, looks back at him, and, like, her eyes are so bug-eyed, she's just like, it's pretty funny. I just wanted to bring that
I even remember in the middle of my vlog, I was stopped in traffic, and you're a motovlogger. You're sitting there talking, and you got your hands moving back and forth, and you have those moments every now and then. Like when you've been motovlogging for a while, you get to that point where you just do it, and you're riding and talking and doing your hands, but every now and then you get put in a situation where you're in stop traffic, and most motorcyclists, they would be sitting there with like their arms crossed or playing with their little gas tank cap. And you kind of zoom out, and I saw that lady kind of in my peripheral view. She had her window down. I couldn't hear any loud music, so I assumed she could hear me talking. So she had to think I was just some insane dude just sitting there talking to himself. Because I was rewatching the video, and my hands were all moving, and she goes.
And I'm sure that happens more, like a lot more than just that one time, like...
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm sure it happens all the time, but very rarely, I think, does a motovlog actually get to zoom out and realize, like, that's happening right there as they're doing their video.
Okay, so next comment. I don't know about Chase, but this video is kind of touching. I love that you have finally reached a point where you can be happy with what you do. I wish someday I can do the same. I thought the video was also touching, and just, like, you didn't say anything that was overly emotional or anything, just your tone of voice and how much I know that you like love what you do, and just hearing you tell everyone else that it was kind of touching and moving, and so that's why I like this comment.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where when you talk about stuff that you're really passionate about, and it kind of just, without you trying, without you like doing that, like that just comes through in the videos.
HD Artwork for the final comment says, C2Dub, don't ever sell yourself short. You did not get lucky. You put the time and effort into something that you're passionate about, and people can see that. You are successful because you care, not because you got lucky. This is a conversation we have a lot in this household. Chase often says he got lucky, and maybe you did luck into some things, but you don't look into something like this where you have worked your booty off night and day, night and day, night and day. You've had 3 and 4 jobs at a time and still put your heart and soul into this, like all hours of the night, staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning. I know other motovloggers do that and other YouTubers do that. Props. That's so awesome that you have that much drive and want to stay up that late to put something out for your viewers the next day. You did not look into this. You worked your butt off for this, and I think that everybody knows that. You need to know that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I didn't work hard at it, but I think it's just like, I kind of said it in the video where when you're working on something that you love to do, it never feels like work.
Okay.
Like I can legitimately say the times I felt like I'm working on my channel I could probably count them on one hand. I think it's that type of thing where like you do something, you love doing that thing. You're not working. You're just doing what you love doing.
Right.
So. Alright guys, so last Friday's video was the S1000 Crashed Riders Unite. This was a random mountain ride I went on with a local group of riders that I ride with occasionally. And we were up in the mountain riding around. We were headed down the mountain. I see a downed rider in a really shitty position. It was not even one of it was the most wrecked location on Blood Mountain. You can see Blood Mountain's the mountain I ride a lot. You can see the white crosses on the kind of forest right behind it. A lot of people have crashed there. I noticed like a little black thing out of the corner of my eye while going down. I was like, I think that was a guy. It took me a while. Whenever it got safe, I told my buddies. I turned around. We ran back up there. We were the first ones on the scene, and a lot of comments on that video.
Yeah,
a lot of really really positive stuff happened on that one.
Okay, so the first comment I picked from that video came from Micah Murray, and she says, my grandfather laid his bike out while mountain riding. He was okay, but he was sitting next to his bike while it lay there, and he said within 15 minutes, bikes just came rushing in, one after another, to help. Soon after, they all rode as a group for a good hour before parting ways. It's not just a community, it's a family. I picked that because ever since you and I got back together and you've been into this motorcycle thing, and we can get into that story another day, I've noticed every single day more and more how much the motorcycle community is a family, not just a group of people who ride. I picked out this comment because I love how, and other people said this also in the comments, that it's not just a community, it's a family, and that people who ride in cars wouldn't do the same thing that motorcyclists do, and that is true. Since we've gotten back together, I learned this more and more every single day, that it's not just a community, or it's not just a community, it's a family. And when you see stuff like this, it really holds true in your mind, that, or it reminds you that of that fact. And like, people have said to me before, like, being funny or cute, oh, you care that we ride safe. Like, if I say that to them when they're about to go ride and we can't go or something, or you can't go, it's one of those things where it's like, no, like, you look out for him and he looks out for you, and I love you guys for that. You take care of each other, and it's so awesome, and I wish that more people in the world could be that way. But
yeah, it's definitely it's definitely one of those big things where, you don't really know about it until you start riding. And when you start riding and you experience that, you're like, oh, it's really hard to explain the type of feeling you get as a rider unless you are a rider, or unless you are, a significant other of a rider type thing. It's a real brotherhood type thing. And it even crosses over the whole, like, cruiser sport bike thing. Not all the time, obviously, but it even does happen with, like, just, it depends on the type of rider you are, but, like, if you're like me, if you're on two wheels, you're a brother of mine. So that's kind of, it's a really cool mentality to have. And if you don't ride yet, that is definitely something to look forward to. It's a freaking fantastic thing.
Okay, so the next one was from Lifehacker123. Whoa, how did you even spot him? I have not seen a single clue of an accident there. I agree with that, because even when you did the little bing with the arrow, I'm like, what are you pointing at? Like, it looked like a tree you were pointing at.
Here's one of the issues. For one, I was using a GoPro, and wide-angle cameras, when you get a certain distance away, it's hard to see anything. So, even then, though, I think I was one of the only guys that saw the rider.
Yeah.
And I pointed out to another guy in my group. But he was hard to see. Like, he fell off the road, and then the road went down, so he was in a little ditch.
Yeah.
Which is one of the main reasons a lot of people didn't stop. I got really lucky in seeing him, and so the camera didn't help. But even on top of the camera not helping, it was still rough to actually see the guy. So I totally get that. Like, didn't see him. I got lucky seeing him at all.
All right. So the last one from this video is from Psycho Waffle. Good name.
I want to eat a Psycho Waffle. I don't even know what that would have on it.
Fried chicken?
And jalapenos.
Ugh.
That might be actually pretty good.
Jalapenos, waffles.
No. Here, get this. Get this. All right. So you make a waffle, and in the batter you put jalapenos. Then you put a piece of fried chicken on top of the waffle, and then gravy. Right?
No, that's
freaking
so bad.
Psycho Waffle.
No, that. Oh.
Come on. Yeah. What? Psycho Waffle.
Where did you come up with this?
In my head just now.
Anyway.
All right. Moving on.
I love how everyone is saying, you went a long way. You must have felt guilty. You don't just stop in the middle of group rides. You have to first get outside of the group. Then you have to find a safe place to turn around. It's a mountain road. It's not like there are places to pull over every 10 feet. True. There is also other cars going both ways, and going slow isn't an option. It's a way to get run over. No sense in getting yourself killed, just making a rash U-turn. There were a lot of comments like this, so I picked this one because he makes, like, very good points. And
yeah. No, there were a ton of comments in the video like, "Oh, you went so far before you turned around. You must have felt bad about it." And I don't think a lot of people understand that on a mountain road, even the place I did finally turn around, it was a very small piece of road. And there's a lot of factors on the sides of a road that you can't really see with a camera. Is there gravel on the turn? I know Blood Mountain very well. I know where cars turn around, or cars, or, you know, I know where I can see. I know I have a clear head of sight, or a line of sight, or whatever. It's just one of those situations where people are like, oh, you should have turned around instantly. You know, you can't do that. It's a mountain road. I had a shitload of cars behind me. I had cars in front of me. I was in the middle of my pack.
Right.
And I'm not going to turn around in a turn. It was in the middle of the day, so bikes were making runs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to turn around in a spot where a rider could be coming around a turn. You know, there's just a ton of factors.
Yeah.
And I think, especially, you know, people on YouTube, they come up with something and they make a comment in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
They don't think about the fact that, you know, I'm on a mountain road. Were there places I could have turned around? Yeah, probably. But for whatever reason, there was something else making me not turn around right there. So it's just one of those situations where people are, you know, make comments, don't really think about it. I think if they were in the situation, they'd see like, oh, why didn't you turn around? Oh, well, there's freaking gravel on the side of the road. You want me to just pull off on here, slide my bike off the fucking mountain? You know, just stuff like that. So that kind of answers all of the comments that were on about that. So that's all the comments, right? All right, guys. So that's all the comments. That's all the comments we're really going to talk about on this one. And now we're going to do a little Q&A question.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Alrighty, guys. So the Q&A question this week is Captain Rob 73. Send us to our Chaseontwowheels at Gmail email account. He says, how often do you get recognized while out riding?
I love this question because there's one of my favorite stories for Chase to tell people fits in with this question. Tell them the story about what happened.
Yeah, Heather loves the story. So I've been riding all day, and I was coming home. I'd just gotten off the exit off of where we lived at the time, and I got stuck at a red light. And I had my music playing in my headphones, and I kind of heard a little something, and I kind of, you know, you do the look around thing. You hear somebody yell in downtown Atlanta. It's a regular day. There's nothing new there.
Birds are chirping, dogs are barking.
Yeah, so I hear somebody yelling. I'm like, okay, there's some crazy like drunk dude walking down the street, and I look around because I'm curious to who's yelling. And I look around and I don't see anybody, and I hear somebody yell again, and I'm like, it sounded like my name. It sounded like Chase, and I'm like, okay, this is a little weird now. So I keep looking. I look to my far back, and there's a BP gas station, and there's a guy standing right next to the road in motorcycle gear, and then behind him is about 7 bikes, and all with guys. But he was up near the road, and I looked over, and he goes, "Hey, you Chaseontwowheels?" And I was like, holy shit, yes, I am. And so I look over at him. Huh?
You know,
yeah, I mean, I look over him and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, yeah, that's me. And he goes, holy shit. He looks behind to his like group of like 7 guys, and he's like, dude, that's fucking Chaseontwowheels. And they all start jumping up and down on their bikes. And I don't know, I don't get recognized a lot. It's probably happened, I don't know, probably like 5 times in the 4 years I've been doing it. And I don't know, there was just a really funny moment of like, the guy was like, hey, you Chaseontwowheels? And I'm like, yep, that's me. I'm that guy. And then his excitement turning around, telling his group of guys, and literally, it was a group of grown men jumping up and down. It was, I started laughing so hard in my helmet. I wish I'd have had my camera going, but I've been in the mountains, I've been recording all day, camera was way dead, so it was a...
So the lesson here is don't turn your camera off till you get home.
Or bring extra batteries so you can continue to film random things.
That also.
That also. So guys, that's a Q&A question of the week. If you guys want to ask us a Q&A question, you can email us at chaseontwowheels@gmail.com, or you can probably tweet us, right? Just tweet CJ Picks Q&A question, send it on Facebook, you can do whatever you want. And we will put that in our group of Q&A questions for us to answer. And now we get to play our game of things. Last week, Heather asked the question, what not to say to a cop. And I have my own question this time. You ready?
Sure.
Alright. And you guys can play this too. Put in the comments whatever you think the answer to this is. Alright. Things you shouldn't lick.
Oh, God. Things you shouldn't lick.
Things you shouldn't lick.
Things you shouldn't lick?
Yep. Things you should not lick.
A needle?
A needle? Oh, God, that's terrifying. Things you shouldn't lick. A needle. Alright, well, I mean, I'm definitely not... I don't want to lick a needle, so that sounds horrible.
Wait, what are you about to say? Proceed.
Proceed. I like how you did check. It was like, don't you be... No. So, I was going through the deck of cards and, picking out what we were going to do this week, and I saw this and I started busting out laughing because Yummy and I, Yummy R6, another motovlogger, we have gaming channels that we're playing, we're doing the Twitch thing right now, and we had a conversation the other day while gaming. I think it was about pizza rolls. It's going to make sense in a second. So, it was me, Yummy R6, and Sticker Bomb. We were sitting there playing Destiny, doing the old Twitch thing. We were discussing how people eat pizza rolls, and Sticker Bomb said he eats pizza rolls, the little, pizza pocket thingy-mabobs? Like this
Hot
tiny?
Pockets?
No, pizza rolls.
Bagel bites?
No, kind of, but it's like...
They're called pizza rolls.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Sticker Bomb was eating them with a fork.
Sticker?
If you guys haven't ate pizza rolls, it's a tiny little, a fried ravioli with pizza filling in it. Sticker said he eats it with a fork. Yummy, R6, and myself, our argument was, if you eat it with a fork, you don't know how hot it is. So you could burn your mouth, right?
Yeah.
And somebody made the comment of your mouth can handle hotter temperatures than your fingers can. Right?
Okay.
My response to that was, I would much rather touch an exhaust than lick one. Because of the heat.
That person was probably talking about food, Chase.
What?
Your mouth can tell when food is hotter than your fingers.
No. They were saying your tongue has a higher tolerance to heat than your fingers do.
Yeah.
You believe
They
it?
weren't talking about food, though?
No, they were in that situation. They were talking about food, but my mentality was, okay, so my tongue can handle hotter temperatures than my fingers. So if I had to choose between licking or touching an exhaust, and that had been on and was
totally lick it. What are you talking about?
You would rather lick an
totally
exhaust than touch
it? Yes, of course, everybody would.
Whoa. She would rather lick an exhaust than touch it with her fingers. I can't beat that for an outro. There is nothing more I can say. Oh, well, there goes my iPad. So, guys, let us know in the comments things you shouldn't lick. And also, if you were going to have to lick or touch an exhaust, which would you do? Guys, this has been Channel Chat. Make sure next week to send us in stuff to our P.O. Box, stuff in the information in the description. Email us questions you got. We will answer it on there. And yeah, this has been Channel Chat. I'm Chaseontwowheels.
And I'm HeadaDT.
And we will see you guys next week when we talk about more awesome stuff on the channel.
Bye! You can speed this up, right?
Yeah.